That's our new iconic intro for Marvel Media. If that music doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will. But
If the visuals don't get you hyped, I mean,
right, yeah.
goddamn.
Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer. God,
Yeah.
yes. I'm actually excited for this. I'm actually kind of glad that this is going to be taking place, like in a different universe. Uh,
Mm.
I kind of like this because we get to explore more characters. And obviously, which we'll talk about a little bit later. What if? I think we're done with what if. So this is almost like a what if Spider-Man season.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm loving it. X-Men 97 people, have their hand in this. The animation,
Mhm.
I like the style of
Yeah.
the animation. Right off the get-go, there's so many homages to different Spider-Man in the comics, the movies, such
Yeah.
as like right at the beginning of the trailer, we get this right here, which is like a new art design, but it pays an homage to the very first Spider-Man comic in Amazing Fantasy number 16, which is the first appearance of Spider-Man at all in Marvel. So
Mm.
like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, but man, like also another visual right here is we all know Tobey Maguire. Um, he with his black
Bruh.
suit from Spider-Man 3 kind of does
Yeah.
the same thing, but this is with
Mhm.
Peter
The
Parker get his
Oscorp suit.
Oscorp suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many great things. What's your take on the visuals and kind of like the play out of this?
So I've been excited for this ever since it got announced. Even when it was Spider-Man freshman year or whatever,
Yeah.
when they first announced it, I was always excited for it. So now to actually see this trailer and to hear like the homages to the Spider-Man theme song where they kind of like put like a hip hop version on it,
Yes,
I
yes.
was like, "Yo, this is about to be hype as fuck." Um, I was really excited for it, and I really love the visuals. I love that they
Mm.
have it from the creators of the X-Men '97, so you know it's gonna be animatedly. I don't know, making up words again. Here we go. 2025, nothing has changed for Taylor. Oh God. Anyway, we're like everything looks great. I think. Anyway.
It does, and I like how they're bringing in characters from the comics that we're not super familiar with seeing on screen before,
Yeah.
and like they're given their own take on a completely different universe,
Right.
such as like right here we get Nico Minoru from she's also been on the Runaways in live action, she's got blood magic powers, she's voiced by Grace Song, then also right here we get Pearl Pangan, which is voiced by Kathy Young. She has water power. She's almost like a female Aquaman, I think, type thing.
Mm,
Then we get Lonnie Lincoln right here, which I think is like kind of taking the place of Flash in this universe. It's voiced by Eugene Bird, and actually from the comics, he's actually our Tombstone.
mm.
And then we get a completely different take on Harry Osborn, voiced by Zeno Robinson, which I mean, I'm okay with it. Like the internet is so split on so many of these people and these new characters, but I'm like,
Of course.
it's a new universe.
Yeah.
Like let's embody this. Let's embrace it. I think it's gonna be fun. Because
Yeah.
like who wants to sing same old song and dance? We love Spider-Man. We love the Spider-Verse movies and all the variants we get. I don't want to see the same old story, the same old characters, the same old thing play out that we've seen. Like, well, obviously, like I've seen since the '90s. That some people have seen since before that. If you're older than '89, but I don't know. I like it. I think it's a fresh new take. Also, here's another scene, which is a homage to Tom Holland's scene.
Yeah.
And where Tony Stark like pulls up the phone, he's like, "I've seen you on YouTube or whatever,"
Yeah.
and so like, God, there's just so many collaborations of different Spider-Man things
Mhm.
that is in this, and I'm here for it. I'm
Yeah.
pumped.
Well, I mean, we also know that Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox are coming back
Yes,
as Kingpin and Daredevil in this.
yes,
And then we did get like that first visual back from like San Diego Comic Con, I believe,
mhm,
with all of those different like you had like Doctor Strange and like
yes.
there was just like a poster with all of the
Doc
different like
Ock.
people.
I mean, there's so
Exactly.
many, so many.
So the fact that we already now know that we're getting Kingpin and Daredevil in this, like, who else is going to show up?
right. And
You
you
know,
can
it's awesome, I think, and especially as someone who's now like having fun dyeing their hair and like now seeing people with like blue hair, I'm like, yes, let's go.
yes.
It's exciting.
And we've talked about it before, so I didn't bring up visual because we showed it, I think, a couple of times. But also, we getting Coleman Domingo as Norman Osborn, which
Hmm.
in this universe, it ends up being Peter's mentor instead of Tony Stark, which is cool too because we all know what
Yeah.
Norman's capable of. So it makes you wonder: is this variant going to stay good, or is this variant going to fall off the edge and and take his dark turn that he typically takes? Uh,
Only time will tell, but we do now know that it's going to be 10 episodes, right? It's been confirmed that it's
I think
10.
so. I think so. And then also, have you ever watched this series, Hannibal, with
Yes.
Michelson? Yeah. So
Yes.
Hugh Dancy, who plays, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now. Hannibal
Will?
mentors him. Will Hugh Dancy plays Will. Hugh Dancy is playing Doc Ock in this.
What?
Yes,
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 let's
yes.
go.
And there's so many.
He's a brilliant actor. I
Oh my
love
gosh.
him.
I loved him as Will and Hannibal. Like
Hmm.
Hannibal, I love Anthony Hopkins, but man, that series to me outperformed
Oh
any
yeah, no,
Hannibal movie or series ever done.
I love Silence of the Lambs and everything that Anthony Hopkins did with
Mhm.
that. But that Hannibal TV series was
Oof.
just beautifully done. Um, like I wanted more of it. Like
Yes.
oddly enough. Um,
I did want more. Like, not even
yeah.
oddly, I just wanted more. No shame.
Yeah.
Don't question my like, my character, but I just wanted more. Because literally, I mean, the whole entire cast was phenomenal on that, but
Mhm. Yeah. Very
ah, man.
well played.
Yes. Captain America: Brave New World. I think I'm probably the one that's most excited about this. Tay's got her
You could say that
doubts.
again.
A lot of people's got their doubts. But you know what? Uh, I'm staying hopeful for it. But one thing that we've not gotten a visual of, and everybody's question was the leader. We get to see the back of him, we get to hear his voice in the trailer, but we don't get to see a good visual of him. And a lot of people are like, you know what? It don't look like he's getting, the comic size accurate, head that he gets, the looks of it. And we finally get some artwork leak. And here it is. Like it's actually, I mean, I feel like for being live action, I feel like that I'm happy with that. I think it's
He reminds me of like Frankenstein's monster.
I think it's big enough to give him the leader where he's got the big brain, and he's very
Mm.
intelligent and everything, but where it's not kooky looking, if as kooky, I guess, as that can be. But it's just comics. But
Why do they have to make it green though?
because he
Like,
is
is he
green.
actually green? Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
oh,
so
I
like
don't know.
yeah, yeah. So he's exposed to gamma and stuff as well. And like
Mm.
as we see in the Credible Hulk with Edward Norton, the Hulk's blood drips into him. You start seeing his head start to form, and then
Oh,
the
dude, I
camera goes
literally
off.
just watched that like 2 days ago
Yeah,
while
so
I
when
was,
when his head starts
yeah.
doing that, that's who that
Hmm.
is playing him, and that's because his head's getting ready to transform, and he's going to turn green, and he becomes like super super intelligent, and he's like one of the main villains in the Hulk's storytelling in the comics.
well, well,
Yeah.
you learn something new every day, kids.
Yeah. So does this mean now you're excited about it?
No.
Okay.
No, but I was okay, so to like sidetrack a little bit, when I was
Yeah.
watching The Incredible Hulk or whatever with Edward
Huh?
Norton, um, I actually was like, so on Disney, we talked about this before, but they have the
Uh,
playlist, the hits and heroes, and this is the favorite thing that I have now. Is that like right as I'm going to bed or as I'm dying, trying to get better. I'm just playing that and I like curl up into a ball and I'm like trying to go to sleep, but then I'll look up and I'll be like, "Oh, this is what I'm watching." And I'll like go back to sleep and I'll wake up and I'm like, "Oh, this is what I'm watching," because it's a
yeah.
playlist of whatever. You have no idea what's coming on next.
Uh-huh.
So, the Hulk came on and I actually pretty much watched the entire thing and I haven't watched it since I was like a kid.
Yeah.
I never actually like fully put together that they had an end credit scene in
Yes.
that.
And is it Captain
And
America and Tony Stark? Like,
it's just Tony Stark. He walks up to him in a bar.
go ahead.
What?
There's
Oh,
actually I got a second one to tell you. There's actually two.
okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I might have fallen asleep for the second part. But like I saw that and I was like,
Yeah.
he says he wants to make a team and he's looking for Edward Norton. This is
Yes.
amazing.
Uh,
The things that they
a
could have
friend
done
said
with
it
this
seemed.
and then they just
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, no, actually, they did. So, like, that Incredible Hulk is canon. So that is Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, but we're supposed to pretend that Mark Ruffalo was Edward Norton.
Okay.
Because Edward Norton was actually supposed to be our Bruce Banner that goes into, because that is the MCU, that's canon. It was a actor swap.
Mm.
Reason why Edward Norton is a phenomenal actor. I love Edward Norton, but as they
But wasn't
film,
he like done with it? Like he was like
no,
after.
no.
Oh.
Oh, no. So there's a little bad blood there. So
Oh.
during the filming of this movie, as they had it written and they were directing it, Edward Norton, when it came to every scene they filmed, he tried changing the script and changing the scenes almost every single shot. And he kind of tried like overruling the director in the movie. And he was so difficult to work with. And he had changed so much. They just did not want to take a chance of putting up to that into future MCU projects. So they dropped him and replaced
Oh
him with
God.
Mark Ruffalo.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. So that Hulk is Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. That storyline is Mark Ruffalo's storyline. It's just an actor swap like they did with Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle.
But they didn't even that's also another funny one. But they didn't actually get to like use like Liv Tyler again
No.
or
Well, Liv
or
Tyler,
General Ross.
yeah, they did. That's the same General Ross all through the MCU.
Oh,
Yeah.
except for like Brave New World.
Right. Brave New World because he just passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh. Oops.
William Hurt has played General Ross through the whole MCU, including the Incredible Hulk movie, and he passed
Hmm.
away last year, which is why Harrison Ford's replacing him. And yeah,
Uh,
because they have to continue that character, and they had no choice but to recast him because he passed,
yeah,
unfortunately
I
passed away.
mean that's gonna be the
But
same
yeah,
thing
but
with
no,
like
that's
Black
been the same
Panther.
actor through
But
the
yeah.
MCU that was in the Incredible Hulk, and
Okay.
we've not had Betty Ross in any other MCU projects, but
Mm,
so yeah, Liv Tyler, I think I could be wrong, so don't hold me to this.
mm.
I think Liv Tyler actually is coming back as Betty Ross in Captain America: Brave New World.
What? Okay.
For real. So yeah, so
Interested.
they've not
Okay.
recast. The only person that's ever been recast has been well, now Ross, obviously, but
Mm,
is was Mark Ruffalo and Ed Norton swapping, and it was just because of
okay.
how difficult Ed Norton was on trying to change everything.
Yeah, but in Captain America: Brave New World, do we have the Green Hulk coming in there?
So it's not been confirmed, and
Okay.
there's talks that he's going to, like, Bruce Banner's going to be in there.
Okay.
Maybe the Green Hulk. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, there's so many
Yeah.
freaking rumors out there, and it's close. We're getting closer to time. I mean, we're literally a little over a month away from this movie dropping.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whew. Um, I'm so nervous, but I want this movie to be so good.
I don't know. I'm
I
sorry. Like I've totally like redirected,
Oh, no,
detoured
no.
your like whole like
No, no.
thought
Redirect.
of like this is
If it's
happening.
Marvel, you know me. We can redirect and stay here for 5 hours and talk about it. I am not upset. Uh, yeah. But yeah, also Lego has dropped its actually very first Spider-Verse set. So this is when they're in that convenience store fighting Spot.
Mhm.
Yeah, first time, believe it or not, which is kind of odd and surprising when I ran across this, that Lego actually hasn't done a Spider-Verse set or multiple Spider-Verse sets as popular and successful as the two movies have been. But yeah,
Yeah.
first one. So if you're a
Do
big
you think
Lego
it's because
collector,
they didn't have like the rights for it yet because it was like a Sony thing
I don't know,
or
because they've done Spider-Man Avenger sets. I mean, and Spider-Man's part of Sony, you know. And well,
mm,
actually, there's a Spider-Man giant Daily Bugle, I believe, Lego set that's out there.
oh,
So
okay.
I don't know. Maybe they just kind of dropped the ball and was like, "Oh crap, this is successful. We should do this."
Or maybe they're like trying to hype it up again because we still don't have like a release
Right.
date and we had
And
like
a
the
slight
Chelsea, New
delay, I
York.
think, too, on it.
Yeah.
So maybe this is them like, let's give the fans a little something with Spider-Verse since the movie's
Mhm.
going to come out a little longer.
Yeah, and since we don't really have anything else that we've talked about yet, like let's That's like team up with Lego.
Right.
Let's go.
It's true.
um,
It's very true. I mean, marketing, I mean, and PR, like that's you're probably right. You're probably 100% right.
I know that's
Uh,
immediately where my brain went, but I love Spider Gwen. So getting to actually like see like a Lego set for Spider Verse makes me happy
heck yeah.
because
Anything
you know me and
Spider-Verse
my
makes me
Legos.
happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've loved Legos since like man, since I could be able to put them together. I just
Hmm.
like never I would love to buy them, but my God, I swear to God, the price just keeps getting higher and higher every year on these sets.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
do I want to buy a video game or do I want
Yeah.
to play with Legos?
Yeah, I'm
So
more
I
like yeah, yeah.
so I'm literally right now I'm playing Lego Hobbit. Like
Okay,
yesterday
okay.
I put like 9 hours into that because it was like the first day that I was actually like well enough to
Uh,
do anything. And I just sat on my couch and I just played Lego Hobbit on my games because like that's all I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm a child. It's fine. Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I think I'm about to break down and download Marvel Rivals. I have been
I
hearing
actually
nothing but
I
good
have it
things.
downloaded. If you download it, we might play together.
Yes,
Like
let's do it. Like,
okay.
I've been seeing nothing but so I've seen, like, things on the internet, like, people's like,
Mhm.
"Ah, it's just an" right before it came out, people's like, "It's just
Yeah.
gonna be, just a barely an update of,
Overwatch 2.0. Yeah.
yeah, 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 and then, like, once it came out and dropped, like, even up to today, like, I've seen this
Mhm.
where people are like, "This is actually freaking good. This is, like,
Mhm.
surprisingly good." I'm like, "Hmm."
It's free, and I downloaded it while I was in Belgium,
Okay.
like, on my PlayStation. Because with the app,
Yeah,
you can, like, download it onto your PlayStation even though you're, like, miles away from your
yeah.
things. So I have it downloaded,
I'll
and
put it
so
on my
does
PlayStation too.
AD. Okay.
Let's do this
So
then.
alright, we're doing
Yeah,
it. We're
alright.
gonna start gaming together.
But yeah, yeah, with back to Lego pricing or whatever, like, yeah, I'm like, "Do I wanna spend this much on Legos or I wanted to buy it on, like, props and helmets?" And I'm like, props and helmets." Plus,
Yeah.
I don't have to put them together, so,
My nerdum goes way too much into everything,
yeah,
so I have to like choose little things from little things, and video games with Legos helps meet both of those things.
heck
So
yes. So let's jump into
yeah.
some Avengers Doomsday news. We got a couple topics we wanna cover
Ooh.
here. As we all know, it's been, actually it's been, confirmed by Kevin Feige and Marvel that, Thunderbolts cast will be in this, and the Fantastic Four cast will be in this, and that's been, the 2 main groups of casting that we has been officially confirmed by Marvel. Then obviously we're getting RDJ, or obviously Doom. And then Anthony Mackie and Chris Evans has been confirmed to this. But Charlie Cox hasn't been confirmed to this. We know about to get drop Daredevil Born Again. So
Hmm.
much hype and pump around that.
Yes.
Daredevil to this day has not been in a movie except for Spider-Man No Way Home. And it's just like a real quick scene of him being a really good lawyer.
Hmm.
Uh, but this was dropped the other day online. With Charlie Cox working out with trainers, and they're like, "Hey, it's been awesome having Charlie and his wife Sam Cox in at this gym over the past few weeks. Charlie is currently training for his role in the upcoming Marvel Avengers movie, where he'll play Daredevil." Oops. I think they accidentally shouldn't have said that. I think they like later on retracted it. They're like, "Oh, we meant for season 2 Daredevil." Season 2 already? He's training for season 2 already? Come on now. So yeah,
No,
pretty
you
sure
said
that's an accidental
Avengers.
leak. Avengers
You
movie.
said
Yeah.
the word.
S
Do we know if it's Doomsday though, or if it's Secret Wars? Like I know that
yeah,
like
so Doomsday is actually starting filming in March of this year,
uh
and he's
well
training now.
yeah.
He just
Yeah, that
finished
would
his
make
training.
sense.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty safe to say we're getting Daredevil in Avengers Doomsday, which I'm so freaking happy about.
Okay, okay.
That also being said, there's been some leaked files and stuff, printouts that's on the internet, and so obviously it's not been officially confirmed in Marvel. So take this with a grain of salt, but it has been leaked, and there's actually a load of cast people who's not all of them, but it's been like some major cast people that's been released, and it's kind of the ones we just covered. But then also it says Elizabeth Olsen. So, rumor is that, if she does come back and it's seeming like she's
Mhm.
coming back as Scarlet Witch, what if she teams up with Doom? Because rumors are with some of this plot, Doom is actually, in his mind, set out to actually save the multiverse initially. And maybe that's where, because also with this printout and this file that sleeps with this cast, at the top of it, the title that's been filed for their production is For All Time Production, which we all know For All Time Always is a Loki thing. And there people are saying that like this means like it's everything but confirmed that Loki's going to be in this. And so like what if Doom comes after the TVA, or comes to Loki at the tree that's holding this together, and thinking that his way is going to be saving the multiverse, and that Loki's not doing that. And we get a Loki versus Doom in Avengers Doomsday scene, which would be pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. But then what if, a lot of people want to see the redemption arc of Scarlet Witch. We got to see the bad side of her, the dark side twist. And I think if
Mhm.
we do get to see her, I don't think she's going to stay that villain. But
Mhm.
it's so she does go about, this, and this isn't a theory I came up with. This is a collaboration of theories I put together that I like, that I've heard from other YouTubers and stuff. But I heard that, like, what if she teams up with Doom, thinking she's helping save the multiverse now, but then Doom kind of that makes this twist that ends up not being for the good, because we all
Mhm.
know like he's gonna be the big bad, and then she stays being good, and she ends up splitting ways with Doom. That would be an interesting take on this story and this plot, and I'm not saying I'm not mad about it. Like I like it. I kind of, if it's not the way they go, I'm sure they'll do a great creative way. But I low key kind of wish this plot would take this route. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts?
I
What's your
mean,
thoughts on that? Or is there anything better that you think with her being involved you would like to see?
I don't know. I don't know about better, but like I'm also doing the like what if train with my brain because
Right,
we just
right,
watched What If, right?
right.
But like I'm like, okay, so like what if we saw Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, right? We
Right.
got to see like all the different other Elizabeth Olsens that are
Yes.
out in the multiverse, right? So what if that Elizabeth Olsen is the one that like still has like twinges of Scarlet Witch in her,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the one that is like now going out into the universe and like doing the things in the because that was Earth
Eight
616
three eight.
or
Eight three eight.
838. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The one that's still alive.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
838.
The one with the two kids that were
Yeah.
singing about ice cream. Yeah, no one. So,
That was a cringe
um,
scene. But anyways.
it was something, is what it was. But like, what if that Elizabeth Olsen, has like magic now essences in her
Mm,
because if someone takes over you and you're using your magic, like
right, right.
maybe
The
now
little pieces
your
left behind.
DNA
Right.
exactly. Maybe now, like, and you got to kind of see it with like, I know a lot of people don't like X-Men, right? But like that X-Men like Fox, right?
Mhm.
When the opening sequence and they're talking about like genes, and you get to see like how all of your genes kind of like
Yeah, the
split off
DNA
and do things.
mutation.
Right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. So if you have like that one gene and
Mhm.
now it's like splitting off, like it's gonna make multiple, right? I don't know. But
Right,
anyway,
right.
this is where my brain's going. It's probably like completely off, but like what if that
Anything is possible.
happens?
Anything
And
is
she
possible.
now becomes the Scarlet Witch, but she has the two kids,
Mhm.
and now she doesn't need to like go into multiple different universes because she has her two kids and doesn't really need to worry about that. And White Vision is White Vision, right?
Right.
Um, so like she becomes Scarlet Witch, but good Scarlet Witch, like you were saying. And we don't have to have that whole maybe like her team up with Doctor Doom, but
Yeah.
maybe she's gonna team up with Captain America
Mhm. Yeah,
like
I'm
she did
curious.
in Civil War.
I'm
So
curious if like there's something I like that idea of like what you're saying about like fragments left behind that maybe enhanced her powers. I would like to see it maybe like enhance her powers, but not give her the full Scarlet Witch powers
yeah,
like the other one had, because I think it
hmm
would be too OP. But then,
yeah,
but then again, with her being more of a good Scarlet Witch, she would not. She would pull the reins back on that power controlling it, because she wouldn't want
hmm
to do as devastating things as if she was bad. So
right.
man, yeah. There's so many cool things, and like I ain't gonna lie,
Because then we
I,
also have like third-eyed Stephen Strange that's kind of
yeah,
like floating around
right,
somewhere that we
right,
don't really know where
yeah,
he
with Clea,
is. Like,
yeah.
yeah, so like, are they gonna come in and
Mm.
like, is she gonna team up with them, or is she gonna fight them, or like,
And
what is
let's
gonna
be
happen?
real. Regardless which route she goes, like her and Stephen Strange, like if they ever teamed up together, I feel like they'd be almost unstoppable. And
Mm-hmm.
like not, I mean, I don't know. So like and it all just depends on what route they show us on Doom and what power capabilities he has and what he's,
Yeah.
I don't know. So many possibilities. What if?
What if? Speaking of what if,
Yeah,
what
man.
if season 3?
What if season 3, season finale? I'm seeing a lot of both sides of the fence people online about
Mm,
this. But overall, I I liked like 60 to 70% of it. I did. Like the other
okay.
stuff was the stuff I'm not saying the other 30% of it to me was just kind of like real mediocre.
Hmm.
It wasn't awful. I don't think there was a
Yeah.
bad episode, but there was just some yawn episodes for me.
Yeah. So, again, I was in Belgium when this came out.
Right?
So I'm over here like, okay, like my time is completely weird. And now I'm trying to watch things
Mhm.
um to like better understand, like not get spoiled on the internet, and nobody's really talking about it and it's weird. But I watched it and I was like, okay,
Not what I
that
expected.
wasn't okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
the so for me, like it didn't really start picking up for me until I think number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4 or number 5 for me.
Gotcha.
Um and then once I got down to like number 7 is when I understood that you needed to at least watch number 4
Mhm.
to understand what was happening. But those first 3 for me were like
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah, so
Giveaway.
real quick, we'll go over, like, the first one was the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers.
Mhm.
I was not what I expected it. To me, it was not that much mech, and it was more of, like, Hulk seeming like Godzilla. Uh,
I was like, this is the Power Rangers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that was the thing was, like, they're trying to give, like, a Gundam, Power
Mhm.
Rangers, you know, nostalgia feel to some of us older people that, grew up on that stuff, but I just don't think it was well executed.
Mm.
Uh, I didn't get much out of that. And then we got Agatha Went to Hollywood, number 2, which was fun, but I don't know. It was a little underwhelming still for me. The number 3, the Red Guardian stops the Winter Soldier. I think that was a fun. I know a lot of people's like, I didn't want another buddy cop, da 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 da, whatever. But like, because Falcon Winter Soldier, we got buddy cop thing. I
Mm.
laughed. I thought this was just a fun. It wasn't something like geared towards like a big storytelling arc of the whole season, but I thought it was just a super fun episode, and
Okay.
I actually I wouldn't mind seeing like a 6-episode live action series of this. I
No, no, that
no,
I'm good with, but
but
it was something that I watched.
yeah. Number 4, this is one I see on the internet. A lot of people are like, WTF, and then I see a lot of people who are like, I loved it. Was Howard the Duck Got Hitched, which was kind of a continuation from what we get to see from the last, where him and Darcy, got nachos together and kind of,
Mhm. Yeah,
which
from when Thor
yeah,
didn't have Loki as his brother and went and
yeah,
partied in Vegas and
yeah,
then they got
yeah.
hitched. Yeah.
And this was fun. Like, I think it's kind of hilarious. She had an egg, and we get to see the birth of Birdie by the end of this. But to see
Mhm.
all the different villains arcs of the MCU that we've known
Yeah.
since 2008, I think it was fun to see all of them chasing after this. I think that was
Yeah.
I think that was fun. It's a little wacky, but it was fun.
I honestly like so I didn't really care for it
Yeah,
until later on.
yeah.
Like I didn't care about this episode until later on in the series. But continue.
Gotcha. And then number 5 was what if the emergence destroyed the earth? Uh that was interesting. This is the one with Riri, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that was pretty cool. We get White Vision in this, which I've
Mhm.
been dying to see back into live action. So this slightly satisfied my craving for more to see White Vision since WandaVision.
Mhm.
I think this was a fun episode. I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
I love it when the Watcher steps in and he's
Mhm.
like, he's like, it's just heartbreaking. I've seen this 30
He's
trillion
like,
times.
"Fuck
Yeah,
this.
and he's
I
like,
am
"You know what?
tired of watching
Nah."
this."
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"Nah." He's like, "Don't give up." And, like, to
Mhm.
see her, like, pull that back, I don't know. I love this
Mhm.
episode. I really did.
This Okay, so this was the episode where I was like, "Okay, things are finally picking up."
Yeah.
Like, this is now finally like, and now I'm like halfway through the season.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, what if? Like, you've given me all of these great episodes and now I'm
Mhm.
finally just okay. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I this was the first one, like, I was like, "Okay, this is pretty good storytelling."
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then we also the next one was 1872. What if 1872? And I
Mhm.
didn't expect to like this when I heard about it. I didn't expect to like this one as much as I did. Uh,
Yeah.
I was shocked. So this is like Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop back in the year 1872. It's all set up Western style. We get John Walker in this. We get I think the arms dealer from Ant-Man 2, Walter Goggins character.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Whatever his name is, but
yeah, I
yeah,
can't
I
think
know
of it
exactly who
because
you're
he wasn't a
talking
very big
about.
character. Yeah,
No.
I thought this was cool. It made sense, like the theme they went with and the characters they picked and how they portrayed them. I was like, okay, I like this. And then I was like, oh, the hood. We haven't even got the hood. And also, I feel like this was a little bit of a hey, Ironheart's coming, guys. Here's a little piece of Ironheart. So they threw the hood in there. We didn't get to see the original hood character.
Mhm.
Off screen, the original hood character got killed off by Shang-Chi's
His
sister,
sister. Yeah.
Xiling, I think was her name. And
Uh,
yeah, so she actually ended up becoming the hood, and he ends up
yeah.
fighting his sister at the end. Kate
Mhm.
Bishop straight kills her. I'm like, woo! But this was a fun episode. I actually
Yeah.
did not expect to like this one as much as I did.
And then
W
you got to see that kid that was kind of
oh,
like
yes, Iron
a little
Fist.
bit like Iron Fist.
No,
Yeah.
he was going to be the adaptation to Iron Fist, which is more,
Oh,
the
okay.
comic accurate one. That's what, like, I think it's
Uh,
Iron Fist before or after Danny Rand. I think it's before in the comics.
mm.
So that was pretty cool because I did not expect that at all. Uh,
Yeah, he was doing like the things, and I was like,
yeah,
"That's Iron Fist."
yes. Uh, episode number 7. What if the Watcher disappeared? Watcher getting
Mhm.
called out on his bullshit. So we get a little, backstory of the Watcher and then the other 3 Watchers and the vow he took, and that was
Mhm.
interesting. And then we get these 4 right here.
Yeah.
They gotta go save the Watchers stuff, and they get a couple shards of the dimension, the 5th dimension. Is it 5th dimension? I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever the dimension is that they
Yeah.
hide
No,
behind
it's
to
a fifth
watch.
dimension. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, then they go after them to go save the Watcher and stuff, and then yeah, we get episode 6. Or no, go ahead.
Hold on.
Nope, go ahead.
So, did you see when we had Storm like come up in
Yes,
this one? Did you hear the X-Men theme song playing when she like
yes,
appeared? No,
yes.
like so okay. So at first, I was geeking out so much, I didn't hear shit. I was damn near crying, like sitting next to AD, like freaking out, like I'm like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." I was so happy.
Oh, and to hear
And
her voice too. Whew.
yes, absolutely. And so I heard the voice, like I heard her voice, Allison's voice, and I like saw everything, and I was like,
Mhm.
"This is amazing." And then after I stopped freaking out, Andy paused it, and he looked at me, and he's like, "Did you hear what just happened?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And so he like rewound it, and he played it again, and then I heard the X-Men theme song playing as like she like came up, and I was just like, "That's even
Oh, yeah.
more amazing." Like
Oh, yes.
who does that?
Yes. Well,
What if? What if does
it's just
that?
like in Ms. Marvel when they mention mutants, and in the background they do that, and like they play that X-Men '90s. I was like, dang, okay. And they do the same thing when Professor X and Multiverse of Madness rolls up in his yellow chair. And
Yeah.
it's like I love how they keep doing this with the little X-Men music.
Mhm.
Yes, keep giving it to us.
Yeah.
I will
So
say, like,
sorry.
no, 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 no. I loved Storm in this. We also get Natasha Lyonne's Birdie,
Yes.
fully grown, which it makes you wonder if she's going to look like this or this is just a variant of her because Natasha Lyonne is confirmed to be in the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do
and so we get her
we don't know
voice
if it's
in.
for Birdie though,
We don't
or
know, but she's
okay.
voicing Birdie in this, so a lot
Mhm.
of people think that it's gonna be Birdie, so, um, yeah, I don't know, so I wonder if we got our first glimpse of what maybe the live action version is gonna look like if we get her. Uh,
Mhm.
I love how the animated character definitely looks like her, like, you could
Mhm.
it looks
Yeah.
so much like her.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I love
But
that they do that with like all of these like animated characters is that they really put their own personality into the character itself.
yeah, I don't know. So I love Peggy Carter. I love Captain Carter, but I don't know how I feel like about her like outdoing Storm. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Storm is an Omega level mutant
Mhm.
goddess. I mean,
Yep.
goddess of thunder in this,
Yep.
and like I don't know. I felt in the What If series because like I love Peggy Carter, I love Captain
Yeah.
Carter, and like I love we got to see her live action. I hope we get to see her. They say we're going to see her again in the Avengers movies. I hope so, but like I think she was a little overplayed throughout the whole entire What If series.
Yeah. And I mean like I get it because
Yeah,
in season 2 at the end of it, like you got to see her and Owatu
right.
like really like
Look at
okay,
the
we're gonna
tree
like
that
do this
Loki's at.
together. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
because she has no universe.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So when like you got to see that
Mhm.
and knowing now that like they really focused like these last 2 episodes around Captain Carter is because of
Mhm.
that relationship and I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, cool, but it really did let me down in episode 8 and what if
Mhm.
um when we did see like so at first Storm was like beating one of those like watcher dudes asses
Yeah.
like hardcore like just
Yeah.
taking him off on her own and then all of a sudden like everybody kind of comes to help her and then now there's like 3 of them and I'm like she doesn't need
I I
that
I
but
tell you what, I did
okay.
like the Watcher having them take the oath, and then they all
Mm,
became Watchers. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie,
that
I was
was
like,
cool.
that was pretty sick. Like, that
Yeah.
I really liked that.
And then how they all kind of like changed their like garb to
Yeah,
be watcher like.
armor type,
Um
like yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. That
I did like that, and I
yeah,
love
no,
how they kinda
that was hella neat.
change the perception of the OG watchers, and, like, it's kinda like, "Ooh, tables have turned. I'm teaching you a lesson, now," type thing. Um
Yeah, and I like that whole like, okay, you've been watching all this time, but now
Mhm.
it's time for you to see. And I was like,
Yeah.
I like how you said that
I do too,
because
because that's
like
like a hear and listen type thing, but it's a watch and see.
yeah.
I love that,
Mhm.
yes. And also, like, there's good metaphors behind that, like, you
Mhm.
know, people look at things that they've seen it and they're so set in their ways, and then, like, just because this is what you've known your whole life, or this is what you've believed your whole life, or this is your stance on something, it doesn't mean that it can't ever be changed, or you should be so close-minded that you shouldn't be open to hear or see other things. So, like, I don't
Mhm.
know, there's so many things about that I did love. One thing I did love though at the end, and it's like a bittersweet thing. It's almost like a fucking Sour Patch Kid for me. Was all the what if variants that they showed us that could happen on the freaking season finale of What If. And I'm
I
gonna pull
was like,
them up
why didn't
here.
you yes,
Yeah.
please do.
So
Please
real
do.
quick before I pull them up, we'll go over them, but it's like, and I think because they did this, I don't think they were thinking too much ahead on strategy. I think this is why you get so many people kind of shitting on this What If season, because they're like, oh, we could have gotten these characters, but you gave us these storylines. Well, let's be real. What If is a infinite like, I mean, they say like an infinite, universes that can be told. So you can't
Mhm.
be mad at what they're telling because there's
No, I'm
infinite
not
amount of
mad about
universes. But
yeah,
man,
but
there's some cool variants in here. Here we go. Samurai Ghost Rider, Riri Williams as the Punisher, Six Armed Spider-Man. We have Wasp Miss Marvel variant, Kingo
mhm.
Iron Man, Blade as Moon Knight, which I think is so sick. Uh, let's see what else. Weapon X Thanos with his freaking adamantium claws. That would be a character I would not want to come across. We get a Gamora variant there. Kind of hard to tell. Scarlet Witch Duck. I'm good on that one. But anywho, we get Jubilee as a Silver Surfer. Comic accurate Deadpool. Dragon Hawkeye. Get Maestro as Doctor Strange, which is freaking wild. A Skrull as Captain America, which you get to see in comics and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. Star Lord with the 10 rings, which I think would be crazy OP. Uh, Scarlet Witch variant, Cersei variant, a Hella VR game, a Western Loki. Man, there's pretty cool artwork we got to see in variants
Mhm.
on these, and I think it gave so much people. They're like, oh my god, I wish we would have seen these. Why are you throwing this artwork up on a season finale? I think they'll bring. I think they'll bring. Give it like maybe 3 or 4 years, and I think they'll do another round of seasons on What If. I really do.
I hope that they don't.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So I think so based off of like what we've seen, right?
Mhm.
Um, and I really hope that they just finish like this is it for What If. Like they said that this is it, this is gonna
Sure.
be it. But I want them to take those characters and do other things with them. Like we have the Marvel Zombies that's coming out.
True.
So why don't we get like a Western 1872 or
Yeah.
whatever, just whole series,
Come on,
just like
like
eight
six
episodes
episode.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then just do the one-offs like that, and then we have the Midnight Suns, right? And
Right.
what if we get like some of those variants in Midnight
Mhm.
Suns of like we have that Ghost Rider, right? I don't really know how comic accurate that is, but like there's that.
Right.
Um, so I mean like I don't want them to do more of What If because
Mhm.
I'm gonna feel gypped.
Right.
Because I feel like they could have. I'm not saying that I want more, but I'm like what I'm trying to say is why didn't we use some of those other really cool characters for
Right.
the first like 4 episodes that were hella dry?
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting here like, what? Why am I watching this right now? This is terrible. Um, now come back to say number 4 was all right because like I needed number 4 for the Howard getting hitched and them having this egg for Birdie to
Right.
be a thing and understanding how all of that happened. Um, but at the same time, I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, I think they could do like not yeah, I think that makes sense. Like I mean kind of like you mean like you said with Marvel Zombies, and then
Mhm.
honestly, this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that's like a what if, but its own story of multiple episodes. So yeah, we don't need
Exactly.
we don't need what if seasons to give a multiversal watcher in story with combining them all. I think they could
Right.
actually do like you said, but name it like what if 1872 6 episode series. They don't have to be tied in. Just like you said,
Mhm.
like let them be their own standalone series and I think
Yeah.
they would be successful. I do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
Yeah. No, I don't even think that they have to say the word "what if" 1872. I think they just like call it like Western Avengers or something like
Yeah.
super corny like
Yeah.
that. And then just like go with that like animation style or go
Yeah.
with whatever. And people that have seen that, like the fact that Marvel Zombies isn't called What If Marvel Zombies, like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
you're right, yeah.
it's like you know that that's a part of What If
Right.
because you've seen What If and that ties it.
You
I don't know.
automatically know it. Yeah, yeah. No, that
Yeah.
makes sense. I like that.
I don't know. Just thoughts.